Hello and welcome to the show. We are here on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. This time we are racing A-class vehicles. I didn't have a huge amount of time to build some cars, so I'm kind of reusing my Legacy. I know my Legacy is a good car, it's a solid vehicle. Normally I would build something different, but I was very pushed for time today. So we have got the Legacy, and I'm hoping it'll be good for what we're going to be asking it to do. We are starting at the Astmoor Heritage Circuit, I believe, a fast and nasty track. The Legacy should be pretty good. The Legacy should be pretty good overall with these, but we'll have to wait and see how everything pans out. We at least get to the first corner first, which is a fairly important thing. I have a feeling the Land Rover is going to enjoy it less around this circuit. It might be very good when it comes to the rally and cross-country stuff, but around here, wibbly-wobbly, fall-overy Land Rover might not have a fun time. My Legacy might not have a fun time if I manage to balls up that corner. We're running there a little bit too fast, but never mind. We are all good through the next part. There's a Fiat a long way on the inside. I don't know if they got away with that without missing all the checkpoints. Somehow, surprisingly, yes, I spot a Mighty Wing Peugeot in the background, from which we are going to definitely try and flee. Blue team have got a big chunk of cars up at the front, which is not good for me. But I'm surprised the Land Rover is still where it is. I mean, if the Land Rover wants to just hold up all the blue team, I'm cool with that. I will run away at the front. It might be boring. It might be boring, and most of this race probably then wouldn't end up in a video. However, you know, I'll take wins where I can get them if it means having a lonely race and run away at the front. We've talked about this a lot with Versus Community and just racing in general, whatever game it is, even things like GTA 5. If you start near the front, if you can get away and just run in clean air, it is so useful. Because you're not being compromised. You're not having to attack and defend constantly. You're not having to worry about all of that. So you can just take your normal lines and, you know, run as fast as your car is capable of. Whereas even if you've got a car capable of faster laps further back, if you're stuck in traffic, if you're having to fight, you can lose so much more time that, yeah, overall you end up way too far back to be able to challenge. Even if you do eventually make your way through the field towards the front, those that have been running in clean air can bugger off. I am not actually sure what's in second. I think it was the Audi? The only red car I remember seeing on the grid was I think it was the RS2, which I love the car. I've never really been able to build it again. It's not a car I've never really been able to build a good one in Horizon games. No, it doesn't look like the RS. I know it's very hard to know. High-speed car spotting at distance is not my forte, especially when I've got to try and concentrate on not stuffing my Subaru into a wall. The good news is we're starting to break up the blue pack a little bit. We could do with a couple more. I mean, I think our Fiat might have missed a checkpoint, hence why it's at the back. If they can get going and score a couple of 100 points, take some points away from the blue cars, that would be very, very useful indeed. So we are starting to claw this one back a little bit, and that would be good news. Although I might have company before the end of this race. They're definitely around back there. Okay, so I'm just looking at the mini-map there briefly. You can't afford to do it for too long. It does look like our red car at the back isn't too far off the train, so it might be possible to squeeze some more points out further back, which is going to be very nice indeed. In fact, we are now 50 points ahead. This is what we like to see. This is what we like to see here. There's a little bit of a fight going on for honours between... And again, that helps me. If blue team want to fight amongst themselves, go for it. If blue team wants to fight amongst themselves, I am all for that. Because the more they fight, the more they squabble, they slow each other down. Is definitely a focus is coming to join us in all of this. I would imagine all-wheel drive swapped, although I guess front-wheel drive in A-Class... I mean, I had a VR6 Golf that ran last time out, and that's a good A-Class front-wheel drive car. Of course, off-road, it's not going to have much fun, but on the tarmac you might get away with it. My Legacy here is a Turbo Rally swapped car, is about 400, low 400 horsepowers, which is not bad for A-Class, considering all-wheel drive and rally tyres, which is why I do like it. It's one of my go-to cars at the moment for A-Class. I should probably build some more A-Class cars rather than just rely on the Legacy, because, you know, variety is always good. Variety and for different situations is always good. I'm slightly concerned about the I'm slightly concerned about the focus. It's closed a little bit. I don't know whether they're going to have time to find a way past on this final lap. Even if if I lose the lead, we will be in trouble. I think we'll lose by 50 points. So let's not lose the lead here. And that Ford is ever closer. I think I can beat it off-road, but we're not off-road at the moment, so that's kind of irrelevant. We pull clear of second and third. If any red cars are able to move up any more positions, just to ease the burden of terrifyingness that is currently laying over the Legacy, that would be grand. So I can get away with putting a wheel out on the grass. I've got the grip, but the Focus has got the speed. I might have to go very defensive into this final corner. Now, I'm going to be happy to give the Ford the inside. It's a little bit weird, but I'm kind of happy to give the Ford the inside here. I will actually be brave on the brakes, sweep around there, try and make sure I can stay to the inside. Oh, no, that's a very good dive. That was a hell of a dive. I might get the run, though, on the exit. I was getting ready to move my car across to that position, but I was not quite there. The Focus is going to get us. That was a great dive. I was getting ready to put my car on the inside, and it was a Subaru that got third. Yeah, that was a great dive. Well played. I gave just that little bit too much space. That was that little bit too much space. I think we might have lost out further back as well, because I think we should have only lost by 50 points from my loss of the lead there. But yeah, I almost got the cutback working. I just didn't have the acceleration to quite match the Focus. Let's hope it's a different story when we get on the dirt. Up next, we head to the Broadway Village Scramble Circuit. A long straight and a little bit of a wiggle across a dirt patch. A little bit of an unusual track. I haven't tended to run this all that much. Not really sure what cars are going to be strong around here. I think the Legacy is good overall. Not really found too many tracks that it horrendously dislikes. If we can keep ahead of the Focus this time, that would be good. Focus will probably be very quick on the tarmac. Probably not like the little bit of a trip to the dirt. Legacy is good off of the line. And Golf will lead the way, and I'm okay with being rear gunner for our Golf, to be honest, if that is the way things are to be. We'll have to see. I think the Volkswagen last time was stuck in a lot of traffic, so there's only so much you can do when you're in immense amounts of traffic. So this is where we dive onto the dirt, and we find out how good various people's cars are at dealing with this stuff. It's not the nastiest of dirt stages. It's actually, only a small bit of dirt, but if you're on a car with race tyres, that's gonna hurt. Or I should say, if you're in a car that's not got rally tyres, because let's face it, it's unlikely in A-Class, it's unlikely you're going to be in anything other than a car with rally tyres. But in case everyone's trying to be brave and trying to be clever with their car builds, yeah, that would hurt. But then, of course, it'll be quicker when it gets, especially with the rain as well, but when you get to the full tarmac stages, you would be quick. Points-wise, as everything has shaken itself out over this first lap, things are looking pretty good for a red team. A 1-2, you can still win, of course, if the opposing team's got a 1-2, but it makes it a hell of a lot more difficult. You've really got to have big blocks of cars in sort of 3rd, 4th and 5th position, etc. And at the moment, we are stopping blue team from managing that one. We've got a car up in 4th, which needs to kind of stay there. We could do without having 2 of our cars in last. It would be a lot more comforting if we could get a couple hundred more points take away a couple hundred points from blue team and score a couple hundred more points. That's not so great. Come on, guys, we can't. we need to not be at the back. And then there has been issues for blue team that has catapulted us back up at the Focus. I think must have missed a checkpoint, as that's fallen to 11th. That's good news for us. That is good news for us. I think it may well be between me and Ninetales for the victory here, as there's nobody even close to threatening us. We can get away with a little bit of a friendly battle then, provided we don't really overdrive the cars. We can probably get away with a bit of friendly battle and not worry too much. So I will defend as hard as is, reasonably fair amongst teammates and all that. But now you can be a little bit more, a bit more aggressive. You could just be a bit more racy when you're not worried about that 50 points. In general, in general, when there's a race, almost regardless if it's a team race or whatever's going on, it's very difficult to turn off that part of your brain that says just drive as hard as you can, even when you're against your teammate, and damn the consequences. I try not to screw up an entire team adventure with one ill-advised move. I have screwed up that corner, though, with one ill-advised braking point, but I think we get away with it. In fact, the Golf went even wider than me, so that works out quite nicely. It would be nice to see some of our cars break up that 5, 6, 7 group that Blue Team have. I'm not sure if we've got the pace out here in the dirt. Well, it is comforting to know that at least 2 of Red Team's cars... Oh, we've got 3. We've got the top 3. We locked out the podium. It's comforting to know that we've got at least 3 good cars when it comes to dealing with a dirt stage. That's useful. I can't actually remember in this team adventure how I've done the numbers of the courses. However, if you can win the dirt stages and then maybe luck into a win on a tarmac stage or something, it's always good. I've completely balls up that section. The good news is the Golf did it just as badly, so that helps. That certainly helps through all of that. It's actually quite a fun circuit. It's not, as I said, it's not a track I've actually driven all that much. I should probably drive it more. It's quite cool. It looks so simple. When you look at it on the map, it looks so alarmingly simple. But it's actually quite good fun. The dirt section's a little bit open to interpretation, shall we say, as far as racing lines go for all of that. It is a little bit open to interpretation. I still don't really know when to break down here. I'm just kind of guessing it and figuring it. If I play it a teensy bit safe, that's probably better. Again, we are so far gone. Me and the Golf are in a complete different league through this course, which again bodes well for the other dirt stuff that we may have. Now let's try and not balls it up through here. This is the deceptively tricky part, actually. I think what it is I'm running in too fast through the first part, and it's putting me on a wonky line for this exit bit. The Golf is neater and tidier this time around as well. Basically, the Volkswagen's followed me just about whatever I've done. The Volkswagen has done the same. Now this is actually a very, very tight corner. Let's not overdrive this like I have done previously. The Volkswagen has. The Volkswagen slipping and sliding around on the grass. That will be a victory for me, unless my car breaks down before the finish line, which thankfully can't happen on Horizon 4. The Subaru will take a victory. We might have lost out in the first race. We came good in the second race. And, I mean, yeah, our cars are fast there. Me and Ninetails were not really threatened at any point. Again, it does help that we started near the front and we got away. But even, you know, when Blue Team were organised behind us a little bit, they couldn't catch us. That's good news. That's good news for us at the rally events. Unlucky, Vegas Focus ends up in 7th in the end. Does score some points, but yeah, a 1-2-3 for Red Team. Very much what we needed. We move on next to the Edinburgh Station Circuit, a technical street track. Fairly narrow. I think this is one with some interesting position street furniture to try and not crash into. Fingers crossed and everything. We can avoid as much of that as possible. I think maybe the focus is always going to be the big fear. It's also starting quite a far way up the grid. I might not quite have the grip to fully compete with that car through the more technical parts of this, but will be interesting to see because the Focus is front-wheel drive, and potentially some of the stop-start nature of this track might not suit the front-wheel drive car as well, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. The 205 with its mighty wing, everyone's bundled out wide, and I'm going to say thank you for that one. I shall make up as many positions as I can, although this is a very, very narrow line. I don't actually want to be on that line if I can help it at all. Let's try and not clonk the back of the Volkswagen, although it might help get it going again. As I get it going again, get it, you know, bump draft and all that. Sort of bump draft. Bump, not really, it's just a nudge. Just a punt forward, but a helpful punt rather than an unhelpful punt. You don't want unhelpful punts. Not going to make it around the outside of the Golf there. Oh, that was an unhelpful punt, for example. Don't think intentional, but there we go. Red Team, we are still leading. Arabath is at the front. The Mustang is up in second. The RS2 is in third. Whoa, Land Rover's never stopping for that. Focus, I'm surprised I could actually I got stopped and turned better. Oh, wow. I got shafted by a lamppost. That I've never seen before. Bugger me. We hit that and stopped. We hit that and absolutely stopped dead. I mean, we've had you know, scenery slow us down before, but never to that extent. That's crazy. Well, I mean, the good news for me, at least, is while it did screw us over, other cars have got into more trouble. I'm not sure what happened to the Focus. The Focus is now down at the back. I presume a missed checkpoint. Possibly. It's easy to actually get bundled out of the checkpoint at turn 1, or just turn in too much yourself and end up missing that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really confused as to what on earth happened with that lamppost. That's a weird, that's a very weird one. Anyway, team-wise, we've got a car running away at the front. The Abarth is doing fine work. We've got our... Actually, sure, I do apologise to our guys. The Mustang, that's the one. The Mustang's been fairly consistently quick, putting in some solid points finishing, fighting with the 205. I'm really scared now of the scenery here. Legacy is, again, working nicely at this track. The all-wheel drive, good handling Subaru, working wonders. 205 is up to second. If they can keep it, Mustang gets a big slide. 205's out wide towards the wall. We'll get past the Mustang after they had a wobble. Come on, we've got to get a 1-2-3 for red team here. Oh, don't have too much understeer through there. Christ, that was a little bit... that was a little sketchy. That was a little sketchy. 205's putting up a fantastic fight with the Golf and does, I think, go around the outside of the Golf in the end. Oh, clip the wall, get away with that. There's a big bundle of cars going on back there. Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that whatsoever. Oh, brakes a little too late. Okay, the 205 might be clear. I was hoping the 205 and the Golf would fight one another and slow each other down enough to allow me to catch up and join in, but I'm not sure I've actually quite got the pace to be doing that. Hope our Bath is far enough clear at the front not to be caught by the Peugeot. We're going to be playing it out towards the wall again a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this is good. Even if we can't, sadly, get an all-red team podium, which I don't think, unless any miracle happens, still looking pretty good for red team on the points-wise. Even if the 205 does catch and pass the leader even, I think we're still okay for points. Not that we, of course, we want that to happen. We want red cars winning. I want to be winning, really, but given our start was looking decidedly unlikely. In fact, the 205 has now gone to the front of the race. The Abarth fought well. You know, fought well, has led for a long amount of time, but in the end, just not got the speed of that Peugeot. However, it's going to score some very, very solid points. That's such a horrible corner, especially dealing with all of the scenery as well. There, you try to pick a line, dodging the electricity boxes and all of that. The Golf likes that inside line. You can do it. I always feel like it's such a risky line, it's almost not worth it. It's not worth diving that. You shorten the corner a touch, but the chances of clipping that inside building are so great that I just don't... The risk versus reward of that is just too much risk for me for such a tiny amount of lap time that I'm not going to go and do that. We are right on the back of the Golf, but I don't think I'm going to have... I mean, it might come down to the final corner if we're going to look for a way past the Volkswagen here. Oh no! Our Bath hit the wall and got spun. Oh, disaster. I think they're still going to get going, and they might still claim a 4th place in all of that. Just not going to be a podium for them, which is a little shame. They worked hard up there. We're going to try and get underneath the Golf. We're going to try and out-accelerate the Golf. This is literally for honour. There is no difference in points. What a final lap. What a final lap from the Legacy. Oh no, he didn't get it. The Golf got it. Oh, fair play. That was a great little fight to the line. That was a great little run to the line. We fought as... I fought as valiantly as I could when we were on the outside. I was always going to go for that cutback, but couldn't get it in the end. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th will be enough. Despite it being 10th and 12th for our M3 and GTR, we did score enough points in the end to take a victory. I think that puts us now to a fairly strong point, 2-1 up. For our next race, we head off-road. Cross-country race around the airfield, which is quite likely to favour certainly me and Ninetails. The Golf and my Legacy are going to be good here, I would imagine, but we don't really know about some of the other cars. Also, I think for a little bit of information for what on earth happened with the lamppost, I think what happened is, as it fell over, I managed to hit it into the back of the Focus. The Focus missed the checkpoint because I think I hit the lamppost into the back of the Focus. And because I hit it into a car, the lamppost didn't actually move as much and I just stopped dead. That's what it looks like. That's what we think might have gone on. It was a weird one, though, that is for sure. It is a very peculiar one. There we go. So, as we start this cross-country race, we've got a couple of blue cars with us at the front of the field. Some red cars, yeah, some good mix off the line. Blue team currently leading by just 50 points. Are we going to be able to deal with this Subaru? That is the question. Oh, I might give the Subaru a little bit of a bump. I do apologise on that one. Focus there. That's a little bit of a nudge. We can get the acceleration up the inside through all of that, although that was very, very wide. It was a lot wider than I would have liked. A bit of a slide going on from the Subaru, bounce it across, I think, the road, basically, we go for there. We are leading, not by the largest of margins, but we are leading up here. Where is our Golf buddy? Because that's who we're hoping can bring up some points for us as well. It's actually pretty big. I think there might have been some missed checkpoints. Again, this is another circuit. Very easy to miss a checkpoint on. Very easy. There's actually a crossover point there as well I didn't remember about. So that could be fun for later laps if we've got a lot of traffic. If we've got a lot of cars miss checkpoints. You end up having crossover traffic causing chaos. Yeah, let's hope that's not too much of the case. Currently there are 50 points in it. Currently there are just 50 points separating us here, and while if we don't win this, it's not the complete end of the world. If Blue Team lose this, they're done for. Blue Team lose this one, they are out of the competition. The adventure will go to us. And this is really a circuit we should win at. This is really a circuit we should be strong at here. Christ, here comes the crossover point. I think I'm going to be ahead. So go. Whoa! That's some dangerous stuff going on right there. Bloody hell, that was dangerous stuff right there. That was perfectly splitting between the cars that went behind me in front of the Ford. Although I think the Ford might have had to go on the brakes to not get ploughed into in all of that. I think the Ford might have had to go on the brakes to not get ploughed into. The red cars are going back across there. Someone's going to get annihilated on that crossover point. I'm not sure who and when, but someone is going to have a really bad day on that. I'm just hoping and praying it's not going to be me. Now, of course, you could play it safe if you really wanted to. You could actually jump up on the containers, and that way you would avoid the crossover point, but you would be slower. So you jump up on the containers, and because you've got to do that jump into the air, you lose that bit of time. You lose that little bit of acceleration area, essentially, and that can be costly. That can be I've done it by accident before in one of these races. I've got kitten distracted, as you can imagine. And yeah, you can lose a number of positions from faffing around with that. We are again, okay. I think A-Design, I think that BMW might be rear-wheel drive. It might not even be on rally tyres, and that is having not a fun time in these. Again, if you don't have rally tyres on the car, you're going to have rounds where you are not as fast. It's just going to happen. We'll go ahead of the blue car. I was okay with that one. I've basically got to make a split decision as we head towards the containers as to whether I need to jump onto the containers or not. That's the decision we need to make, or it's going to go down to the wire again. I am at the front here. I can't do anything more than just keep myself out of trouble. But we need Ninetales' Volkswagen to make up a position or two, or anyone's car to make up a position or two here. Would be wonderful. Because, hell, we're actually coming up towards a fight. This is the fight for 10th and 11th place going on. I've actually got a huge lead, so what I'm going to do is play this one safe. I know it's contrary to what I would normally do, but in fact it's probably a good idea because there was a red car there. Normally I wouldn't like to do that, but it was worth it to keep myself out of trouble. It was very much worth it to keep myself out of trouble. It looks like 10th might go to us. We were gaining some positions at the end of that. Not quite sure how it's all going to shake out though in the end, because of course they've still got a lap to go, 30 seconds to go actually. It's swung back in the way of blue team. Oh, come on, somebody from red, get an overtake before the end. In fact, it's swung more back in the way of in the way of blue team. I think blue team are going to win this. God damn it. I did everything I could. I did absolutely everything I could in that. But it does look like it is going to go the way of blue team that time around. Yeah, perhaps too many missed checkpoints further back. Not quite working out for us. He's going to go down to the wire again. He's going to go down to that final round. So, our final race, we head to the Bamburgh Coast Circuit. It is pouring with rain. I think this is a place that my legacy will like, although I am starting down the back of the field. We have got Ninetales' Golf on the front row for us, so hopefully, if I can't run away at the front, somebody else can run away at the front. That would be good. And then I hope for the best. The Focus does start near me, so my battle is going to be with the Focus. Now, I will get off the line, of course, much better than the Ford. I guess our M3 might stand a bit better chance, while the rain is unlikely to be... Well, I say, rain is not as big a deal in Horizon 4, so rear-wheel drive won't have too much of a problem. Oh, the all-wheel drive advantage will be, I say, minimal, lesser, shall we say. What have we got going on through these first corners? Oh, there's the Focus. Focus has got so much grip through the corners. I wasn't even really prepared to be needing to look behind to see if anything was going on. It's the mighty wing of the 205. I might have a little bit more straight line speed than the Focus, which could come in handy. We're going to dive into this final corner, use the Mustang to try and help block in that Focus. It's not going to be enough. The RS2, I think, might have missed a checkpoint. Normally, if you're on that far on the inside, you're staying out of the way until you get reset, pretty much. I'm doing a terrible job at remembering my gears. The Turbo Rally engine's got better, but I do still need to change up a little bit earlier. Now we're on to the back straight. So, good news, as I had hoped, the 205 is not having a fun time down that straight. 205 does not have much in terms of top end. Okay, I can work with that. Yeah, as I'd hoped, as I hoped, the Golf is leading the way and making a break for it. Not having to fight with anybody is good news indeed. The Focus will get up into second. Don't think there's much I can really do to fight that around here, particularly. Certainly. I didn't realise the Mustang was still on the inside. A little bit of a squeeze, a bit of a unnecessary squeeze. I apologise to the Mustang. Just trying to get you slowed down for this final corner. I mean, points-wise, again, the important thing at the end of the day, things are still looking fairly nice for Red Team here. Even if the Golf isn't fast enough to fend off that Ford, elsewhere we've got quite a nice little tally going on. It's some nice, the red cars generally higher up. Funnily enough, aim of the game, what we need to have. And we're all pretty much doing it. I'd like a podium. The Legacy's done, again, admirably well. Legacy has done admirably well around here. Can I sneak it up the inside there? Not quite. I don't think the 205's not really got an answer for that long straight. Almost had to go up the inside. Wasn't quite going to work there, sadly. Okay, Ford's not really ditched us too quickly. That's good. The 205 we have left behind. That's busy fighting the Mustang. I kind of want to go racing. I kind of want to battle the Ford. I want revenge for the first race. Can I sneak underneath the Skyline? The Skyline's just getting good enough, though that might be it for the Skyline. We might have finally got that move completed. Who has got the straight line speed here? I think we're pretty evenly matched last lap around. No, the Skyline's a teensy bit more. Not by too much. Just enough. Just enough to get back past. Can we have a look? Thought about going for a big move at turn 1. I think we will. The Skyline quite kind. Again, we are teammates after all, so you're not going to run your teammate out of a checkpoint, or you're not supposed to. Sometimes it happens accidentally, but you don't want to. Skyline was a little kind in giving me plenty of space there. I wasn't 100% sure about going for the move. I think I've got slightly more grip in my car. These conditions, this track working for the Legacy. BMW's just not had a fun time. BMW not been suited to the conditions and the events that have been going on, but it's at least going to score 100 points because one of the blue cars disconnected. So that is something at least. We will grab that checkpoint, and there's one more lap to go. It's looking pretty solid, barring any huge upsets. And while our Skyline has fallen back into a fairly large group, yeah, it's a fairly nasty group back there. again, a couple of position losses isn't terrible if one car misses a checkpoint like I might do through turn 1 here. If I miss a checkpoint now, we are in worlds of trouble. So let's not do that. Let's not fart around. Let's not miss a checkpoint. Same goes for all of the cars. We've had it in one of the recent adventures we had. It was looking like we were going to win, or certainly we were going to win the round and take it to like another deciding round. And one missed checkpoint on the final lap changed everything. It can happen. It can happen because you'll lose a huge chunk of points and give the opposing team a huge chunk of points. So yeah, let's not do anything stupid. This, outside of the first corner, not too bad a track. You're not too likely to miss the checkpoints around here. As we head out of the final corner, I think we've done enough. Well done, Legacy. Not quite as fast at this track, but you were excellent off-road. Did the business that was required of you. I'm still messing up here slightly, but there we go. 2 red team cars on the podium. We'll just, of course, see the rest of them across in case you don't want to celebrate too soon. But yeah, we got 500 points for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Whereas Blue get 500 points for 2nd, and that's it. And that's where the difference is made. In fact, Blue lost ground in that final lap as well. They put up a fight. They had to. We took it to a deciding round in all of that. In the rounds that we won categorically. However, yeah, blue team fought back valiantly. It's good fun. Another close team adventure. Another very close team adventure in all of that. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to take part in the next one of these, you can sign up via our forums. There'll be a link in the description of this video. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you can sign up in there. But thank you very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.